Whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. Bringing you guys a brand new video today. Today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Sword and Shield and a ton of new information regarding the anime, a brand new rumor, and some awesome information that I'm going to break down about the starter Pokemon that I have been enlightened about. So, be sure to strap yourselves in, get tuned, get ready to rock. It's gonna be a good video, man. I'm excited about this one. Hit that like button down below and subscribe if you guys are new. We are so close to 500,000 aDrive Army members here on YouTube, guys. We are so close. Be sure to join the aDrive Army today, man. Subscribing, it's free to do. You might as well. Anyway, we're gonna jump into this, man. Like I said, couple new anime characters have been revealed this morning, so kind of a cool little reveal. We've got the new Professor Sakuragi, which is separate from Magnolia, and he's actually in the Kanto region. He's got a daughter named Koharu, who's got a partner Pokemon in Yamper. So this is the brand new Professor. He's apparently 35 or something like that. I guess is the same age as Sycamore or whatever. He's got this brand new laboratory, which is gonna blow your mind when you find out exactly where it is, which I'll break down for you in a second. And then you've got this new character who's got her Yamper, which is pretty cool as well. So a couple different things going on there in terms of these various characters and the anime. So let's take a deeper look here. We've got this one right here. It's Dr. Sakuragi, a Pokemon professor who's also the head of the Sakuragi Laboratory in Kuchiba City in the Kanto region. He continues to research Pokemon while also supporting our heroes. He's going to be voiced by Yuichi Nakamura. And then we've also got the new character Koharu, who's a 10-year-old girl who goes to school. She's Sakuragi's daughter and has been friends with Go since she was little. Her Yamper really loves her. So, a couple different characters. We're going to switch over to white mode here. This is Google Translate. But this is the new laboratory, a couple screenshots of that, and then again, these two new characters, the professor and then the new girl. And the thing that's crazy about this is the laboratory is actually located in Vermilion City, which is where Lieutenant Surge's gym is. And if you guys remember, there's been a plot of land that has been in development in that city in the northeastern corner, and it seems as though that's very likely where this new laboratory is taking place. So we're going back to Kanto, baby. I'm sure everyone's stoked about that one. Perhaps this new character Koharu is going to accompany our heroes Go and Ash on their adventure. Maybe she's just going to have a minor part in the story, but I find it interesting that she goes to school. She's the daughter of this new professor in the Kanto region and has a Yamper with her. Kind of interesting. So maybe she's initially from Galar and she's done some traveling with Papa here. So some pretty interesting stuff nevertheless regarding the anime. Who knows if these characters are going to make their debut in the Pokemon Sword and Shield video games, but they're probably going to be just anime characters, but they may have some sort of role. So who knows what's going on with that, but very interesting new anime girl character with her Yamper, which looks very cute, by the way. I kind of like it in this form as opposed to what we've seen in the trailers. And then, of course, the new professor. Now, we're going to jump into a brand new rumor here that was posted on 4chan and kind of compiled by a couple people. As always with rumors, we take these with a grain of salt. We understand that this could be true, it could be fake. I don't know yet. I found this one to be pretty interesting. There's one thing about it that kind of makes me scratch my head, but a lot of it seems pretty potentially viable anyway. And I also want to take a moment to mention that it does seem as though the games are finished at this point, or at least really darn close, right? We're about 5 weeks away from launch, and it was posted on Twitter that there are content creators, very large content creators, who have played the game already at this point. I know that I saw a couple people who've said they got a chance to play the game with Nintendo for a 90-minute block or a 60-minute block or whatever it may have been, and they got access to play the game. Now, I don't anticipate them leaking any information, but as we approach the next few weeks, as we get closer, you know, those games are going to be in the hands of, you know, review copies, and they're going to be in the hands of the different video game companies that are going to review it, and the chance of more information slipping through the cracks starts to increase. So I would definitely keep your eyes tuned. Make sure you got those notifications turned on the channel, because if something does drop, you're going to want to hear it, and I'll definitely bring it to you guys as soon as I can. But anyway, some pretty interesting stuff here. So this says Grookey evolves into Grunky, which then evolves into Garaka, and it is grass and normal. And I actually really love this. So these are names that we haven't really seen before. We've heard, you know, fan names as Bongorilla and things like that. But Garaka, Grunky, I thought those were kind of cool. And Grass Normal is a typing that's actually really neat. I actually really like that typing. Imagine this thing being a drum-based gorilla getting belly drum, dude. It makes so much sense. Normal typing could be really cool. There's some pretty neat moves that it could get. And then obviously grass typing could be dope if it had like Seed Bomb, or if it even got a priority grass attack, that could be insane. And then it goes on to say Scorbunny, Raboot, and then Hair Trick as its final evolution. Raboot we've heard from the Aflac leak, but Hair Trick is a new name that I haven't seen yet. And it kind of sounds like Hat Trick, which could be a soccer-based evolution, pure fire typing, and then Sobble, Sizzile, and Inteleon, water and poison. Now again, I am gonna cover the starters at the end of the video as well, because like I said, I've been enlightened. So we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Then basically this person went and answered a bunch of questions. So people asked questions and this person answered them. So this person said, tell me about Impidimp. And then they said, Impidimp hangs upside down in caves like a bat and pounces you from off screen. It evolves into a gargoyle, demon, vampire thing named Impostire. Really cool name. I totally believe that part. The only hang up here is it's interesting to say that Impidimp comes from caves and it pounces on you when we've seen it in the Glimwood Tangle live stream. Now it's possible that, you know, Impidimp resides in both locations. It's possible that Impidimp was only in Glimwood Tangle to be the troll of the video. We don't know yet, but this part was the biggest question mark of this rumor for me. Then people asked, will Scorbunny look like a furry in its final evolution? Will Sawsbuck be in the game? And then they mentioned Hair Trick is somewhat humanoid, but its facial features are very animal. So that kind of ties in with the Aflac leak. Tell me about the legendary dog's abilities. They can both Gigantamax, but for the whole battle. It worries me because I'm not sure if that means they're never going to be usable in other games, since their abilities make them Gigantamax in the entirety of the battle. So as we know, Gigantamaxing is a 3-turn thing, so pretty interesting if the dogs can actually Gigantamax the entire time as their ability. This next person goes on to ask about Oleana. Is she the Lucamine of Sword and Shield? The poster said no, she's more of the Plumeria, so kind of like the assistant, but Rose is not the Guzma, so someone else is leading this operation and perhaps we don't know who they are yet. What other existing Pokemon are getting Galarian forms and or new evolutions? And then this person goes on to say, Delibird becomes an Ice and Ghost and it's like a Butler. So Delibird, previously Ice and Flying, kind of a cool Pokemon, but really bad stat-wise, kind of unusable, giving presents out. Perhaps it will be a Butler, so instead of giving presents on Christmas, it's gonna be delivering your Polteageist and stuff. I don't know. Do you think there's any plans for follow-up games? No comment on that. There wouldn't be any real talks about other games, but I'm assuming, you know, I think Diamond Pearl remakes are next. Anyway, I'll bite. Tell me about Beatty and Marnie. Beatty's a rich snob. Marnie is a reluctant celebrity with a secret quest to defeat Eternus and end the Gigantamaxing. So that's a guess right there. And then what exactly is Eternus, and is he the third legendary? He's a giant Pokemon that came from below, which is turning Pokemon giant to try to wipe civilization and technology off the face of the planet. So, I mean, just a bunch of random stuff. I don't know how legitimate that is, but we're still trying to figure out what Eternus is. Is it the third legendary? What's its tie into the game? We don't really know. And then a couple other things here. Some of the more interesting parts of this post here. What is one non-legendary we haven't seen that you like the name, theme, and typing? Roly-Coly's evolution, Roly-Coaster, which is like a minecart that creates its own track. So a lot of people have theorized that Roly-Coly is gonna have some sort of steam engine or train evolution, so that's kind of neat. What is a legendary and evolved stage Pokemon that we haven't seen, or something already in the trailers? And this mentions Turfworm, which is a ground and bug Pokemon. Now, we have seen ground and bug before. We have a Nincada and we have Wormadam. Now, Wormadam obviously can have different forms, and Nincada evolves and loses the ground bug typing. So I would love to see a ground bug Pokemon, and I think an Earthworm would make a lot of sense. So this thing is called Turfworm. It's apparently ground and bug. That would be dope. I would be all on board for that. I'm on the Roly-Coly train for that one. And then, can you name a Pokemon that's not in the game? This person mentioned Salandit. So apparently Salandit, Salazzle might not be in the game. So we'll see, as we know Pokemon are going to be cut. Then they ask, what are the legendary typings? And this person says Steel and Fairy for both. I could see that. I think a lot of people have speculated maybe Steel Water, Steel Fire, you know, all sorts of stuff. Maybe Steel, Steel Fighting. But Steel Fairy, I think, could make some sense. And then this, what is this? What's the pseudo? Any cool new dragons, any forms, etc. And this person says the pseudo is an Ouroboros line that starts from a slow worm and ends up as a giant self-eating dragon snake, ghost and dragon, which could replace the Giratina of the game, as we already have a steel and dragon in Duraludon. So Pretty interesting rumor. I thought it was worth mentioning. Again, we don't know what the legitimacy behind this rumor is just yet, but it was one of the more, I guess, believable rumors that we've come across that wasn't super fan servicey, so I thought it was worth covering here. And I wanted to take a moment to dive into some of the starter stuff, because if you guys didn't know, I posted a couple videos about the various starter Pokemon over the last couple days. Grookey, Scorbunny in one video, Sobble in a separate video, and I wanted to cover this because I thought it was interesting. So really quickly, Sobble, you guys had mentioned it in the comments, dude. I told you guys I Googled to see what spies were popular in the UK, and I came up with a bunch of names that I never heard of, but obviously I didn't think to the fictional characters, which would be James Bond and Sherlock Holmes, and you guys, I think every comment said James Bond and Sherlock Holmes, all couple hundred of them. So thank you to everyone who reminded me of that. I apologize for the lapse of just awareness on that one. That was stupid. But let me tell you guys, Sobble is gonna be 007 in the Pokedex, because you got Grookey is 1, 2, 3, Scorbunny is 4, 5, 6, and then Sobble is gonna be 7, 8, and 9 for its evolutionary line. Sobble could be 007, which could point to the spy theme, James Bond, Chameleon, Inteleon. It all makes sense now. I've been enlightened. I'm running with this. I believe it. You know who else is running with it? Scorbunny, because Scorbunny's gonna have a soccer sports-themed evolution, and Grookey is gonna be based on the Beatles, and he's gonna be in music, drum, gorilla, baby. I'm convinced at this point. I am convinced. You can't change my mind. We'll find out eventually when they release the starters, but I'm pretty convinced at this point. So that's that. Before I end the video, guys, I just want to tell you guys, first of all, thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you guys are new, as you don't want to miss our Pokemon content. And I had to let you guys know that code aDrive is 30% off your G Fuel right now. If you want to try G Fuel, it's an energy drink. It's a powder you mix with your water. It keeps you fueled throughout the day, man. I love it. I drink it every single day. This is obviously an advertisement, but I genuinely love G Fuel. Like, I drink it every day. I have a G Fuel fridge. I have tons of tubs in my office. I really love this stuff, man. I do recommend 18 and up because it is caffeine. There's a lot of caffeine in it, so we're gonna be responsible here. But if you want to try it, you can save 30% off right now with code aDrive. I recommend Snow Cone, Bahama Mama, Peach Iced Tea, Tropical Rain, Black on Blackberry. Try a starter kit. The Tall Boys are awesome. That's my plug for G Fuel. Try it if you haven't. Stock up if you want to use code aDrive. If you don't want to try it, it's all good, man. I love it, but do you. 25 calories, 0 sugar. It's awesome. That's the end of this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Peace.